Hey guys, it's December 12th, which means another Monday, and it's less than 2 weeks until Christmas, so for those of you that celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. For those that don't, Happy Holidays, or Happy Christmas Mahana Kwanzaa. So this week we're talking about editing, which is important because now that NaNoWriMo is over and has been over for a week and a half, it's a good time to look at the various editing processes that writers do and can do. So one of the ways that I have tackled editing in the past is actually I don't touch my novel until sometime in January, because I like to just let the novel sit for a month and I just stew on it, or I basically forget about it, because it's something you've worked on for an entire month, and it's some intense amount of work, because that's all you do for 30 days is you write this one novel. And yeah, if you're going to be a writer, you're going to be doing that a lot more, but probably not in such a limited time as NaNoWriMo is. So one of the things that I do is generally I'll let it sit for a month, and then I'll come back to it and reread it plenty of times. And as I go, I'll highlight different sections based on what I think needs to be changed, what needs to be cut, and things that could have been written better, which I suppose falls under the things that needs to be changed, but in my mind I kind of file those into two different categories. But anyway, so with that, one thing I've done in the past is I email the story to a friend, and I have them look it over and make some tweaks, whether they print it out or whether I sent it to them via snail mail. But if I send it to them that way, then they will use one colored pen and I will use something else. So that way we don't get things crossed, and that way I can understand the marks that they make. If I send it to them via email, oftentimes they will use one highlighted color and write their notes in parentheses, so that way I can see the things that they've changed or their suggestions. And then it's easy that way. But actually my favorite way to edit is to print my novel out, which actually seems really ridiculous and totally a massive waste of paper. However, I try to shorten that by at least printing on both sides of the page, because then I don't feel as bad for using as many pages as I potentially might. So I do things that way, and then also the instant that I'm done editing and putting all the edits into the actual Word document itself, I certainly recycle my paper. So with that, when I print stuff out, I like to use pen, of course, because then I can make notes and really kind of get a look and feel for how it'll be on paper. Now, not necessarily that all novels are printed on 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, and I don't adjust the margins to where they would probably look in a novel if they were, whether they were bound in paperback or hardbound. But it's handy to have margins, that way you could jot notes to yourself or mark what needs to be cut, or even just write notes about a character in the margins. It's handy that way. So for me, I will use either a red or a purple pen, and I don't really have a preference. Well, actually, that's a lie. I do. I actually really like the look of red pen on white paper with the black type, and most particularly for me, I use Times New Roman, but I'm sure a lot of people do. Everyone has their favorite font type. I am a classic and love Times New Roman. I didn't used to, but I do. Anyway, off that side rant. So, Red pen, definitely love it. I certainly need to get another red pen because I'm pretty sure mine is dying. But if that happens, I do have my purple pen to back me up. And I like to sit basically either here on my couch or in my room before bed, and I just like to read it out loud to myself and make notes and cross stuff off and just go crazy. And yeah, it does seem kind of funny to read it out loud to myself, and especially right before bed. But it's actually a really handy way to catch things that you normally wouldn't have, because your brain automatically corrects things without you really realizing it. So by reading it aloud, you certainly realize how terrible perhaps some grammar sounds, and it gives you a great way to realize how to fix it. So that's how I go about editing my stories. So don't forget to be awesome. Have a great week. And next week we're approaching the holidays. So we'll be talking about something hopefully holiday related. And I'll have a holiday related hat. So have a great week. Bye.